Okay, so here's the next resume of this person. This is quite a crew sticking around for all these. This is amazing. And we will take another quick break maybe after this resume. Okay, so staff attorney, because this person, okay, so let me tell you some issues with this resume that right off the bat. So this person, I'd like to put the bar really at the end. That's fine. And the certification at the end. That's fine. So I would recommend doing that. So you always want to put all this stuff here at the end is better. I recommend, let me just say here, Toma. Okay, so this person has been a staff attorney just started being a staff attorney right now. So I don't know that that's necessarily something that I would want on my resume right away. So the problem is with this person is, first of all, I don't know that I would list the grade point because I don't know how a 3.2, when I went to law school, a 3.2 would have put you like in the top 20% of your class probably when I was in school, and then they changed it later. But I don't know that that's a good idea to put your grade point unless you did really well. So but you might want to put it there. If it's a top third or something, you're welcome to put it, but I don't know that it's needed. What I don't like about this resume is I don't like that there's a lot of movement. So you can see that this person, they graduated from law school in 2019, and they did all this other stuff here. They worked for IBM, but not for 3 years. And then they were a law clerk. Yeah. So I don't know. They were a summer associate at a company, and they were doing insurance defense as a litigator for 9 months. So there's not a lot of employment stability. Now, a lot of people may be shocked by this, but this is how things work. For a lot of people in the Bay Area, there is a lot of turnover there compared to a lot of other places. So it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's not something that I always think is a good idea. So right now, this person is doing tech transactions and M&A. And then before, they were doing civil litigation and basically litigation for 9 months. And then here, when they were summer associate, they were doing basically commercial agreements, NDAs, and so forth. So I don't think all this information here is necessary. I don't think all this information here is necessary. And then if this person was a software manager, that's actually interesting. Employers like that, and they did that for 3 years. So I probably would put a prior experience here, and then I would go like this and do something along those lines. So it shows that. I would take off this pro bono stuff, and I would put this certification, and I would probably take off this stuff here. I don't know that you need to list. I don't think I would list the fact that I'm a staff attorney right now. I might list it like in 3 months on my resume that I was doing that. The problem is if you start listing the fact that you're a staff attorney, that's going to potentially hurt you when you're looking for a job, because the law firms are going to assume that you're not necessarily interested in a full-time job. And there's a pecking order between staff attorneys and real attorneys. So you may not need that on your resume for a couple months unless you want to do that. But the problem with the staff attorney job is you're doing corporate, and here are your prior experiences litigation. If you come across as someone that looks like they can do nothing but litigation, that's going to help you much more. And then this shows you had employment stability after college and so forth, and is good. So if it was me, I don't know, you've only been doing this job for a month, I probably would lead with this and have it more like this. And then I would apply like crazy to jobs doing anything to do with litigation and you don't really, an insurance defense, and you will get jobs very rapidly. Now you may be interested in the job you have at Fenwick & West may actually be a better job than the one you had doing insurance defense. But if that's up to you, if you want to keep that on your resume, you certainly can do other jobs once you have that. But law firms, the problem with staff attorneys and so forth, and there's nothing wrong with being a staff attorney but they may believe that you won't do the job long term. You've already switched practice areas, so you're doing a different practice area now. So they may think you might be managed and all sorts of things. So if it was me and I was trying to get a job, I would apply to every firm doing insurance defense, related work that I possibly could. Or if you were applying if you wanted to focus just on litigation, you could say, just instead of practicing civil litigation, focus on insurance defense, you could just say, practice civil litigation. So many times you're better off doing that. Practice civil litigation, representing clients, something along those lines. By the way, for people that are litigators, if you want to get a job if you're doing insurance defense and you want to get a job in a litigation firm, then you really want to take out references to insurance defense. If you want to get a job in an insurance defense firm, you can leave in references to insurance defense. So you just need to be careful. The more you say about this insurance, though, the more you're only going to get hired by insurance people. And so you need to be very careful about that. And so you need to have this person. If I was this person, I would probably have 2 resumes. I would have one for insurance defense. I would have another for litigation. And I would probably even have, honestly, I would probably have one for construction defect is a very popular practice area right now. So I would do something like this. When I was applying to construction defect jobs, I would put this at the top. When I was applying to general commercial litigation jobs, I would make the resume look like this. And then I was applying to insurance defense jobs, I would have it do other things. So this person can get several jobs. This is a marketable attorney. They just need to learn, they just need to fix the resume and make it look good. This is good here too, because this makes it look like the person has some employment stability. I like this resume. The problem with this privacy certification is that having this, and I would just put admitted to the State Bar of California at the bottom, missions, just do something along those lines. And there you go. So then all of a sudden the resume is much shorter. It's focused on what the person does and looks a lot better. And then you can put the name and so forth at the top and you're in much better shape. Makes sense. All right, I will take a 2-minute break and be back and we'll get through more of these. Thanks.